Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic artist, chief cook, and doggy mama in the paddy wagon where it's slightly sweltering, even with the AC.
Yeah, if the AC's in the background, and holler at us if you in the chat if you can't hear us because we've got the AC going.
No, you can't hear the AC. Even if you can hear the AC, you cannot hear the AC because I cannot exist without it.
All right. And hello. Hi, Jeff from Lake Havasu, wasn't it? Yep. And Greg Bush from Idaho. We're in Idaho right now.
Great state of Idaho. Idaho is. Anyway, Renee says she can hear us just fine.
Awesome. Hi, Renee. And where was Michelle? Was she the?
She's up at elk camp.
Up at her elk camp. So, Michelle, I want to throw something at you really quick.
Wink.
We got a report yesterday because we get Bigfoot reports all the time. We got a Bigfoot report yesterday from some howls in the woods near Ukiah. And I know that's your elk camp area, and I know it's Renee's elk camp area too. So a recent report, howls at night, they can't explain, really bothered them around Ukiah. So just
Ukiah, Renee, Ukiah.
Ukiah, Oregon.
Is that what we're reduced to calling it now? Oregon?
Oregon, yep.
Oregon is sadly gone?
Yep. All right, so let's play those beautiful bean footage and let's get into our talk tonight. All righty. So tonight's story. I'm in a weird mood.
I'm tired.
It's been a long, hot day. We had a long, hot drive yesterday. So there's all that.
Hey, Uncle Bones and Raptor and Wake Up. Yes, hello.
Okay.
I know who you are anyway. So are you ready to regale us with your lesson?
Yes. Today's lesson plan. Actually, we're going to be talking about something that was really interesting. We just recently did the train. Have we been on since the train?
No.
So we were in Elgin on the twice a year train ride we go on where we talk about Bigfoot with people on the train.
Hence the Bigfoot train.
And some stuff was brought up and it made me think about things. Harkening back to my anthropological days. Harkening back. I'm using big words tonight.
You're using old man words. Holy cow.
All right.
Harkening.
Hark.
Alert. Flying through the park. That's an old camp song.
I know you're.
Who uses the word hark?
I do.
Oh, obviously. Anyway, moving along.
So back to my anthropology days. And speaking of anthropology days, I wanted to give a shout out. And if you guys didn't hear, on the recent Bigfoot cruise up north in Alaska, Dr. Jeff Meldrum fell sick while he was doing his talk. The Coast Guard life flighted him to Ketchikan, and then they life flighted him from Ketchikan to Seattle. But the recent word we just got from his wife saying he's okay. They want you to just keep him in your prayers. Please don't try to contact them and stuff. They're just overwhelmed. And they thank you for all your thoughts out there. But so just keep Dr. Jeff Meldrum in your mind.
Send all that warm juju towards him.
Warm juju, okay?
So, hey, Janice. I don't know. You are not old. You are mature.
Yeah.
I think I could fight you on that. But
all right.
Because isn't it the truth? Your inner child is a 14-year-old girl.
My inner child.
Isn't that how that goes?
Yeah, it used to be. Somebody told me my inner child was a 14-year-old girl.
So
Oh, not it. No. Anyway,
I'm gonna run out of coffee before the show is over. Just saying.
okay. So I got to thinking, is Bigfoot people too? Um, so what I'm going to do is talk to you a little bit about Bigfoot and the anthropological history of humans. And hopefully I don't bore you to death. Take notes. There is a test at the end. Actually, there's a fun thing at the end. So if you can hang in there, hang in there. Oh my gosh. So we're 6 minutes in and we're just getting started. Oh my gosh.
I just have to clarify
Uh-huh.
that the reason he was told that his inner child was a 14-year-old girl is because he had his very own Lady Gaga playlist.
I don't anymore. I moved on. Okay. That was a little while ago.
But that was where it came from.
Yeah, it was. All right. So, okay. You're telling on me. Anyway, so here we go. Does anybody remember this as a child? I can't even talk now. You got me all weirded out. Anyway, as a child, the monkey that turned into the person. Well, I want to tell you something right now. That's not real. That's not how it happened. That's a bunch of 1800-ish thoughts.
Is this where we call bullshit again?
Yeah, Hannah can call bullshit on this one. So this is BS. That's not how it worked. But I'm going to give you a little tree here. Here's our actual tree. What if I said there was always a human somewhere in the base of the tree, and as we went up through the tree, things branched off and took different directions. So the Homo group here at the top is us. And then there's other groups that branched off that were earlier, but we were always kind of climbing this tree here in the middle somewhere. So we've been broken off into 4 basic groups due to the skulls that we have found and the timelines of them. And so this branch broke off. The Ardipithecus group is the oldest one. And then the Australopithecus group is the next oldest, or next one up the tree, I guess. And the Paranthropus group is over here. And then we've got the Homo group, which is us, at the top of the tree.
So can I interject something
Yes.
here with a question?
Uh-huh.
I think questions are important because if we are defying the mainstream, actually mainstream science is kind of a bastardization of Darwin because they don't even get Darwin right.
No.
Not that I'm a big fan of Darwin because
He got a lot wrong.
He got a lot wrong, and he was eugenicist.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving along from that, none of these groups are monkeys, correct?
None of these groups are monkeys.
Okay. So, because when you look at some of them, they have a very ape-like appearance, of course, in the little clippy art thing.
Yeah,
but
they're not apes.
But they're not apes. So they are not apes. So even though they might have a more primitive primate look, they are not part of the ape monkey family.
No, they're not. They don't have big canine teeth, and all of these walk upright and grab things with their hands. So this is us. And what I want to point out is these different groups, and I only could find this blurry picture of it because I'm talking about Bigfoot, and blurry pictures seem to be the whole rage in the Bigfoot world. But so if you look at all these guys here, all these different Homo species, us being up here, sapiens, I can't even read these. I can't tell you which one's which, but I'll get to that. You'll be able to see them better in a second. But what I wanted to point out is if you look at the timeline now, there's one missing on this chart, which is Homo floresiensis, which happens to be somewhere right about there.
Isn't that the little tiny one?
The hobbits, yeah.
The hobbitses.
Hobbitses. Okay, so, but if you look at this timeline, if you look down our timeline here, guess what? Actually, Homo nidali, they've run that. This one's actually run out further now. But Homo nidali, Homo erectus, Homo heidelbergensis, Homo neanderthal, Homo floresiensis, that's not on here, and Homo sapiens all lived at the same time. We overlapped each other. It wasn't one of us turning into another one. It was, we were all the same thing, just developing differently.
Adapting to different habitats.
To different habitats. And I'm going to show you some shocking things coming up really soon.
Hey,
so,
we've got an interesting thing.
Okay,
and because I was just reading about Lucy not too long ago.
This one?
Lone Shep says this: all primates have 48 chromosomes, humans have 46. We need DNA. Lucy had 48 chromosomes.
But Lucy's not a Homo species. We're talking about Homo sapiens, us.
What was Lucy?
Lucy was, I believe, she's on this list, isn't she?
She Australopithecus?
She's Australopithecus.
Still not a monkey.
Still not a monkey, but still not us either. So, a lot of people try to lump Australopithecus in with, you know, us, and with the Homos, Australopithecine, the
so many big words here. They need to like.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to back up here a couple things. See, Ardipithecus was before Lucy. Lucy was here in the Australopithecus, and then the Panthropus group up here. They're different than us, so they will be different from us. All of them still not chimpanzees, but they're not us either. They're not Homo sapiens, which are different than the other ones. So this one kind of gives you a little better timeline and kind of shows you the overlap of these different groups. But if you notice, Homo sapiens, we still overlap. We actually overlap with Homo erectus too. But
Janice says that she said somebody asked on a Bigfoot page if Sasquatch came from monkeys, then why are there still monkeys?
Yeah. So if we came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? Yeah. So what I want to get into is really kind of cool.
Is it cooler than all these big words?
It is, but it still includes the big words. But
dang it, my brain is not working tonight.
But there has been an invention over the, it's not recent, but there's this thing called facial reconstruction, not facial reconstruction surgery, but facial reconstruction.
It's like facial rendering, 3D facial rendering.
Yeah, but what it is we know that the muscles on your face have a certain depth to them in different places. So what they do is they put these little dots on a skull that tells them how deep the muscles will be on that part of the skull, and then they take clay and put it over there and create the muscles, and then they can skin the whole thing, and all of a sudden, you know, you can actually get a, and then they've done this on people, humans.
That's how we know what Jesus looked like. Remember that?
Yeah. So actually,
kind of dumb,
it does come out with a strikingly accurate photograph of your face. If like we took Hannah's skull and did this to her and then took a photo of Hannah and put them next to each other, it is strikingly similar. I mean, you can't really hardly tell the difference. So guess what they've been doing to all these ancient people's skulls? The same thing.
I know some people that I would like to skin the face off their
skull. Now, let's not get violent.
Okay.
All right. So what we want to do is I'm going to show you some of these people and you're going to be shocked. on what they look like, because a lot of people think, well, Lucy looked like a monkey. Or so we're going to go through all our Homo species really quick, and I'm going to show you what they look at.
They've done all of them?
They've done all of them.
Wow.
Here we go.
All right, Homo erectus is first.
The oldest one, Homo erectus. Boom. Doesn't look like a monkey, does she? She looks like a caveman, but she doesn't look like a monkey.
Man, she needs a dentist, retainer or something.
So Homo erectus is the oldest one. This is the one that's the furthest from us.
And the brow job.
She looks gorgeous for Homo erectus.
I know women that would give their eye teeth for those lips, though. I do.
Yeah. So this is Homo erectus. And moving right along, here comes one of my favorites, Homo heidelbergensis.
You just like saying it.
I just like saying heidelbergensis.
You know, he looks like
Locke said he would date her. Yeah.
You know who he looks like an ancient poet or philosopher. Look at him.
Yep. So still not monkey looking though.
No.
Cavemanish looking.
But not as cavemanish as Lucy.
No. So there's that, Homo heidelbergensis. Don Fuller says that's my ex. That's funny. All right, so moving right on. Homo Neanderthal. Boop, boop, boop. Now, shocker, in case you didn't know this, I think everybody in our audience knows it, but Neanderthals are still alive. They had not gone extinct, because I am one of them. Yep.
You know what? I'm like pulling stuff out of my backside here, of course, but and obviously we're not seeing an entire physical structure because we don't have entire skeletons of these, do we?
Hmm.
Do we have entire skeletons of these?
No. Okay. Not all of them. Some of them we do, but not all of them.
I'm
actually one of the oldest ones, Homo, or way back, not Homo, but way back. Anyway, the Ardipithecus, we do actually have a full skeleton.
If there's any accuracy to the thoracic structure, the neck and thoracic structure, Homo Neanderthal is a lot closer, because Lucy was really tough and thick. It looked like it, and you can see them as we go forward there that he's leaning out.
Right.
You know, am I correct in that assumption?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he is kind of cute. He's got a Jewish nose, you know.
And by the way, they're still alive. A lot of the Acadian French people, about 3 to 4% of their DNA is Neanderthal. We bred them out. They did not go extinct. So the next one on the list, and in order of timeline,
not Floresiensis,
is Homo sapiens. That would be us. So that's what an older human looked like from a dug up skull from thousands of years ago.
Teeth were a lot smaller.
Maybe.
Lucy had humongo teeth that were.
Yeah. So, and then believe it or not, there's actually a species of humans that's younger than we are, that developed after we did, in case you didn't know that. And they're called the Hobbit, or better known as Homo floresiensis.
Kind of looks like Gollum.
But they have went extinct, but they were newer than us.
Where were they located on the globe?
In the Philippines, actually.
Did they go extinct, or are they contained within Filipino DNA?
I don't know. We don't have DNA from Floresiensis, so there's that. The only one we have DNA for is Neanderthal, because it was the only one that preserved, that had teeth that were preserved enough to get DNA from.
Okay.
So I pointed out all this to point out this. All these people look like people. So that's my point. They look like people. So if you're in the Homo species and our ancestors, I don't want to say ancestors because it wasn't one turning into the other. They just developed differently at the same time.
Our predecessors,
Our
maybe?
predecessors, but some of, like I said, all these ones here overlapped.
So you had some from Europe, some from Asia, some
from
Africa, some from Australia, whatever.
Mhm. But now I'm going to talk about these guys. You ready for this? The Paranthropus group. So
do we have skulls from all these? Okay.
We do. So here's the deal. And like I said, I went to anthropology school. I had to study all this stuff. So here's the oldest one. Can you say that name? Robustus.
Paranthropus robustus.
Paranthropus robustus. And look, they do look more
monkeyish,
apish.
Locke said that he worked with some South Asians who were very, very, very short. So I think our kind interbred with Floresiensis to form the Asian line.
Probably. Most likely. Because our group bred out the Neanderthal, so they could have bred out Floresiensis also. Well, they bred out Neanderthal because they were Frenchmen. Oh, I'm funny. Okay. Hey, I can say that I'm French. All right. So
his inner child is not a 14-year-old girl, it's a middle school boy.
Yes. A middle school French boy. Laissez les boutons rouler. Let the good times roll. Okay, so here we go. Robustus. Now, the next one on the list is one of my favorites from this group. In fact, my very favorite from this group is Paranthropus boisei. Boisei, it's pronounced. Boisei.
He's kind of handsome, that one. I mean, but still looks very ape-like.
Now, so let me point something out on this. The nose on these things are all have to be, they're just an idea from whoever the artist that did it, because the noses aren't, there's no bones, there's no cartilage left, so they can't shape the nose. So the noses are just kind of made up on these.
That really breaks my heart, because someday when they find my skull, should I not be cremated and they do one of these reconstructions, they probably will not know that I have the cutest nose on the planet, and they're going to give me some schnoz that's disgusting.
Yeah, because you're Jewish and you're supposed to have a big nose.
I don't have, I know, and I don't have a big nose. I have an Eastern European nose, and it's adorable. Anyway.
So I can't even say this next one.
Paranthropus Ethiopicus. Ethiopicus. This one looks like he looks jolly.
Yeah, he does. So,
yeah.
So again, this is the Paranthropus group, not the Homo group, but they have a certain look to them, don't they?
You know what? It's their eye structure. Yeah. Their eye structure is different. They've got a different shape of forehead, and I mean their forehead. I mean, this one. Look at how high his forehead is.
Yeah. There's a reason for that, and that's going to be getting to my point later.
Did I steal your thunder?
Not quite. So this here's a skull of boisei. This is the skull we have of Paranthropus boisei. And to give you a little hint, a lot of people don't know this, but we have spent a lot of time at festivals and a lot of time with Dr. Jeff Meldrum. And you'll have no idea that when he sets up his little desk or his little booth at these things, there's one skull he has sitting on a table all the time. That one.
And it's not Gigantopithecus.
It's not Gigantopithecus. Well, he has that one too, but this is the one he keeps with him. And why? If you ever wondered why, because this is boisei. So if you take a photo, this is Patty, and this is actually the blurry photo of the adult that I took myself. I saw this one with my own eyeballs. And we take Boise Eye's little drawing and put over it. See where I'm going?
Huh.
I just made Hannah shut up, which is the first in my whole life with her. Yeah, and we don't know about the facial hair. Jim just said too. That's very true. So are we looking at?
So it is possible that Bigfoot is not another Homo species, but is a relic, not a relic hominid, but a relic parent.
Hominid means all these groups.
Oh, so not a relic Homo, but a relic Paranthropus. So like a cousin.
A cousin.
Not a sibling.
Not a direct, not a Homo species.
Luck.
What did he say?
That was Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken is one of my favorite actors.
So are we looking at this group here for Bigfoot? Is Bigfoot and just an older version or a version of the Paranthropus group that are still alive that has not been extinct like us? See, we're still alive here. Maybe there's like Paranthropus Bigfoot right here. So, but I want to tell you something. There's been a little wrench thrown in this just recently that I read in an anthropological blahs I get.
Okay, I'll read it. In 1959, a human skull that has been dated back 700,000 years and is now known as the Petrolona man, or the Archanthropus of Petrolona, or maybe the Duke of Hyverona, my Sharona, was unearthed. If they only knew when they named these what they were unleashing. Anyway, since that time, researchers have been pondering the question of where exactly this skull came from, which has sparked a significant amount of discussions.
And what the significant amount was because of the date. Is this the oldest human Homo species we've found? Which really kind of will mess things up because that will destroy the out of Africa theory. So did the humans developed in Greece and not Africa?
Why?
And then they moved to Africa? So are the oldest humans Greek and not African? We don't know. So this is something I threw in there because there is speculation and people say, well, that's possibly Bigfoot from Greece.
Well, that would explain Petrolona.
So if we put Bigfoot skull next to this one, they don't.
Well, it's hard to do that at that angle, but
yeah, but they don't line up. And there's something about this that I want to point out, the difference between these skulls. So here's Petrolonus or whatever you say, and this is Boise Eye. Do you know what we're missing? That. You know what that is?
That's where our brain goes.
No, the little dot above it. This.
Oh, that.
Know what that is?
No. Is that the like a corpus callosum sort of thing, or
sagittal crest?
A sagittal crest.
Okay.
That's right, because Bigfoot has a broom on the top of his head.
He
has
a cone.
Like Marvin the Martian.
Cone.
A cone. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of Marvin the Martian has the little red broom on his helmet.
So this here is Gigantopithecus and humans. And you notice it has that little crest up there. And if you want to know what that crest does, it attaches muscles.
Ooh, it's for the jaw, that incredible jaw.
Yep. So the bigger the jaw, the more muscles you need to have up here. And so they attach, so the attachment is higher. So it pulls the jaw in different directions than what ours is. So because of that sagittal crest, I'm still thinking that's probably Boise or something close to it is Bigfoot.
Raptor said he doesn't think carbon dating is actually that accurate.
It is not. Well, I'll put it this way. It is up to like a couple thousand years, but everything past that is just speculation. So I'm thinking
pretty much anything beyond 200 years ago is speculation.
I'm thinking Bigfoot is probably a descendant or is Boise. Remember, I said this could be the wrong nose. So what is Bigfoot? Hell, I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. I have no idea. But I'm going to wrap it up after we do our little commercial. Hey, how's that for a cliffhanger? Are you ready for that?
Sure.
As we travel and search for Bigfoot, we use a lot of equipment that uses the internet to operate. Also, in our town hall meetings and live streams, we need a reliable connection. We use Nomad Internet. There's a link and discount code below, so join us and have internet access on the go.
All right.
Just by the by, in case you didn't hear us say this already, we also have on board, we have a Starlink system that we recently invested in for those occasions that we are, somewhere where there just are no cell towers at all. But I tell you what, every time that we have put Nomad up against Starlink, guess who the winner's been?
Nomad. As far as speed and reliability.
Yeah. Yep. So just, notice that we are not affiliate marketers for Starlink.
Yeah.
We use it on occasion, but anyway, so you're going to wrap this up?
I don't know, another thing, do we still need to talk about on our internet thing? If you go to the link that's in the description.
Yes.
And I think, was it the first 5 people have, I don't know if that's still going on.
Just use our code, whether you use the Friends of Nomad link that I sent out a few weeks ago, or whether you use the code in the description. When you invest in internet, it does benefit us. So, we get a teeny tiny little commission off of it, but it doesn't cost you anymore.
Right. So there's that. And let's get back to the chat. All right. So we're talking about what is Bigfoot.
We don't know.
And really, we don't know until we get that specimen. We don't know. So I'm thinking because of the sagittal crest, that's going to put Bigfoot in the Paranthropus. By the way, here's a whole body recreation of a Paranthropus.
Where did they get that if we don't have a skeleton?
Who said they don't?
I asked you, or is that just
not all of them? They don't. Oh. You asked me if they had a skeleton. All of them, they don't, but some of them they do.
Block says, once we have DNA for all these species, I predict my hypothesis will be proven correct, and history will record that I destroyed all of mainstream anthropology.
All right.
That's called #life goals.
Yes, you're on it, Locke. So there's a couple things that, like I said, that sagittal crest thing that's on Patty, and the fact that the Boise skull is so close to what you see, in the photographs and what I saw with my own eyes. It's just shocking to me. So I'm pretty sure I'm not saying it's true, but my educated guesstimation is Bigfoot's probably in the Paranthropus group somewhere. And another thing that sagittal crest and all that extra muscle does, you know what that does? It means Bigfoot can bite really hard.
And humans, homos cannot.
And
The
sapiens.
Homo family cannot.
Well, you can bite pretty hard, but not as hard as Bigfoot can. So
I do know that toddlers try.
yeah. So
No DNA from Paranthropus. Do we have DNA from Paranthropus?
we do not have DNA from Paranthropus. All the skeletons are too old, and the DNA is degraded. The only ones we've actually got DNA from is Neanderthals, and that's because they're newer, and where they were found, the DNA was preserved.
So that would actually, that would, this whole conversation and line of thinking suggests that Bigfoot is not newer than us and not an evolution of us. We are not headed in that direction. The Bigfoot is probably an older species than the Homo.
And not, well, my theory is they're not
too much older.
well, no, as far as like the age,
as
you know,
far as
as
in,
far
as
as
far
in
as
like
in the
700,000 years,
well,
yeah.
as in the anthropological timeline, they're
Yeah.
not that much older than we are.
No, because if you look at on the tree that I had here, let me bring that back up. The Paranthropus group is the closest one to us, and there we go. It's the closest one to us. So we've been around for roughly 2.5 million years. They've been around for roughly 3 million years.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, this is all just guesstimations.
Yeah. Danny asks if Bigfoot has language. Are they people?
Well, yeah. Everything on this tree is people.
Yeah.
Just not us people. There's different groups of people. So
this might explain why perhaps so many Native American tribes call this creature Big Brother.
Yep.
Older brother.
Older brother. So
Sacred Grove Bro says the enigma remains unriddled. The enigma, rather.
Where did you see that?
Right there. Sacred Grove Bros. Cool. And you know what? That actually. So, I think this is where Tobe Johnson and I, one of the areas that we align in. So many people want to solve the mystery. But when the mystery is solved, then necessarily the mystery is solved. There are no more questions. So as long as we don't know, it remains fodder for amazing thought, amazing discussion, amazing conjecture and imagination. And I kind of hope that we don't solve this anytime soon.
Oh, I hope we do, because if we do, you know,
I don't know. Oh, go ahead.
Prove the existence. I hate saying that, because I'm not trying to prove they exist. I know they exist because I saw them. So there's that. But if we mainstream their existence,
mainstream their existence. Hey, Joe.
I think that'll be just the beginning, because then is when the real science takes over. Now, but the problem with that is I actually have a theory, and actually Cliff disagrees with me. Cliff Barker
Yeah.
disagrees with me on this, and he and I's had this talk. It's I think once it gets mainstreamed that the citizen scientists, us, all of us in chat here, will be kind of pushed away, and mainstream science will take over, and then all of a sudden Bigfoot will have to wear masks. But
Oh yeah, because the narrative will take over.
yeah, and then we'll be pushed to the side. But Cliff seems to think we won't. He thinks that they will still need us citizen science out there because they don't have enough of them to be able to collect data.
He's so sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, perennial optimist about the nature of government and institutions.
Yeah.
So interesting things here. Locke says to Danny, if I'm correct, then anthropologists have incorrectly named all of them, and every one of them is a subspecies of Homo sapiens, therefore people. But here, these are not subspecies of Homo sapiens. These are a different genus altogether.
Right.
Correct?
Kinda. No.
Or is it Homo paranthropus and Homo ardipithecus?
Let me go here and do something real quick. And then I will show you something. Keep talking.
Well, here we go. This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it. Oh, I don't want to get a sting for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the PowerPoint that never ends. I've had a long day. I'm really tired.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this at you. So this is the family tree, but what if this wasn't a tree? I want you to think about this. This is the one of the things I want to point out. Let's turn this upside down. What if it's a waterfall? So think of it this way. There's a human, like say Homo sapien us down here. This water comes off the top up here and it hits different rocks and it slides down different directions. And it ends up down here.
So you're saying that all four of these are different Homo groups?
Not okay. So that's where
because this is what I'm seeing in the chat. Everyone is stuck on everything is part of Homo sapien, and Homo sapien is the only human, is the only people that exist, and everything is a subset of Homo sapien.
All right.
I think you are suggesting something different.
So yes, let me change the words. Let's change the words just for fun. I'm going to rename humans as
dumbasses.
All right. So Hannah just called all humans are dumbasses. So here we go. So up here at the top of the tree, somewhere back in the eons of time, either poofed, was dropped off from another planet, or that primordial soup coughed forward a dumbass. Okay. Well, this thing walked all the way down here. But let's say he lived in a certain climate here. And as he was moving this way, his body adjusted to the climate. And then the population grew to the point that...
Because there wasn't just one dumbass. There were many dumbasses.
So this here group outgrew where they lived. So this group had to move over here to get more food, and this group had to move over here to get more food, and this group moved over here to get more food. But these are different areas of the world, so they had to develop differently. So as this group was here growing, dumbass moved down here, and this group here, which is part of this group, which is part of this group, lived somewhere else, and they developed differently. They had maybe a different world to live in than we did. Maybe it was lush and beautiful, the firmament, everything was perfect. So they developed a certain way, and then all of a sudden there was global warming and the world crashed, and then this group had to go over here and survive like zombies. And over that many years they changed. but then one of these guys came down here, or this guy continued on spawning different groups, and then this group developed after all these groups died off. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a human.
Not necessarily Homo sapien.
This human came down this tree and ended up not necessarily Homo sapien down here, but along the way, this group broke off in him. This group broke off in him. This group broke off. And this group broke off. But wait a minute. If we're looking at it as a waterfall, what if some of these groups got back? I mean, like if the water flowing down, and say this is a waterfall, and the water flows down here, and we know for a fact that Homo Neanderthal here, or here, I think that's him. Anyway, Homo Neanderthal here, the water flowed back over here, and Neanderthal's back with us. In other words, I'm trying to say is this group, this guy here and this guy here are close enough species they could probably make babies.
What you're basically saying is no matter what we call them, they're all part of the original Homo Damasius.
Somewhere, yeah.
That's my new name. Homo
Damasius.
Homo Damasius.
Okay.
So
these are all.
They're all
Damasians.
Damasians.
They're all humans.
So human is a lot bigger than Homo sapien.
But different groups developed in different places with different timelines, or in different history,
with different diets and different
and their bodies are different because of their environment, not because they're not human, if you get what I mean.
I absolutely do, because you are what you eat. You become what you eat, and you become like the land in which you live. Squatch and Cowboy, I can't wait to meet your wife.
Yeah.
Which brings us to what's my brain cannot take any more dumbassery.
Okay.
So what's up with us? Do we have another commercial?
We do.
Oh, let's do another commercial.
Oh, this one you got to talk through.
Oh no, what?
So we have a new sponsor for our channel.
Do we?
And it happens to be coffee.
Did that actually happen?
Yes, that actually happened. There's a link in the description below. If you want to, and the promo code is Squatch America. If you want to go get some really good coffee, because it's coffee brand coffee. There's no.
Is it organic?
No.
You don't know.
I don't know.
It is hand roasted by this
yes.
company.
But it's just coffee. No fancy stuff. It's coffee.
If you're wondering what happened to Bigfoot Coffee Company, we're not quite sure what's happening.
Yeah.
So, but if you buy coffee brand coffee through us, you will support us in a tiny manner, and you will also support another YouTuber that we actually really respect.
All right, and moving right along, another thing is coming up in just a couple weeks. And if you want to be part of Fallen Out, if you're a veteran, I should put it that way, and you want to be part of the Fallen Outdoors, you just go to Facebook and sign up. Actually, look up Fallen Outdoors West Coast on Facebook, and you can join them. We are having our first outing.
Yes.
Finally, we got everything done, and we actually have veterans showing up in a couple weeks.
One veteran showing up.
Uh-huh.
We've got many veterans making fun of us like hell, but
yeah.
It is what it is. So, so if you are a veteran and you are interested in meeting us in the Crater Lake area, shoot us a message on Facebook or an email. Tell us you're interested, and we'll put you on the list.
Right. So all that, and we want to thank you. Like I said, all our YouTube money, all the donations and super chats and stuff we get go straight to helping us provide outings for veterans for the Fallen Outdoors. And if you're not sure what Fallen Out or haven't heard what Fallen Outdoors is a military support group that what they do is they take
Veterans
outdoors. They go hunting, fishing, and Bigfooting.
Regardless of the laughter.
Yeah, we are the Bigfoot division, and we do get made fun of a little bit, but you know what? There's guys out there who want to go Bigfooting. And this great thing, it's veterans. I'm a veteran myself. It's veterans taking veterans out because we speak the language. We've been through the same stuff, and it's just like, it's like camping therapy for veterans. And then I'm really happy to be a part of it and being able to take people out. And we're taking some veterans out.
Yes,
in about a week.
Yeah. Yes, Locke, you're right. That is Jeremy's Coffee over at the Quartering channel.
Yes,
and
it
he
is.
has just opened it up for people to promo that for him.
Yeah.
And so
we are partners with the Quartering. Yeah.
Janice wants to know if does Janice want to come? If any of you want to come, do you want to open it up to non-veterans?
Well, yeah, we can. If
you're one of ours.
Yeah. If you're hearing it here.
Yes, Janice, you can come.
Yeah. So just message us, Janice.
Yeah.
You got our numbers. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Jeremy at the Quartering. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So anyway, what else is there?
Where are we headed?
Where are we headed? Oh my gosh, I don't have a graphic for that.
I don't care. Let's just tell them where we're headed.
I was looking for my calendar. It's on my phone.
So we are here in Boise, Idaho, kind of taking a week off of the whole Bigfoot thing. Yesterday, we spent the day visiting with my family who lives 4 hours north of here.
8-hour drive in the woods, but it's pretty.
It was beautiful.
And we gotta. Oh yeah, about the channel, what we've been doing lately, and I just want to let you know, is I started a daily vlog just
to put something out every day.
And it's about our daily lives and stuff. It's a short every day we do. Check it out. Give it a thumbs up. Give it 2 thumbs down. If you want to give it a thumbs down, press the button twice. And then that's just me doing blah 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 things for 1 minute. But every Tuesday we're going to try to put out. That's going to kind of be our travel adventure type. Keep up with us of where we're at, what we're doing, because we do live full-time in an RV. We travel all over the United States, and so to keep up where we're at, every Tuesday we're going to try to put out a video, just what's going on, what we're doing. Then we have our lives here where we talk Bigfoot with you guys in the live chat every Wednesday, and then on Fridays we do videos about our research, the stuff that we're doing. We actually go out into the field and do research. Shocking, but we do a lot of it, and we'll be out in the field, and that's when we're out in the field with a lot of you guys. Speaking of which, we are going to be in
so next week we will be in the Crater Lake area.
Yep, next week we'll be in the Crater Lake area
between Roseburg and Crater Lake. In Oregon.
And if you want to meet up with us, just
let us know.
Let us know. You can message me or Hannah directly on Facebook or email.
Email doesn't get lost.
Email doesn't get lost. SquatchAmerica@gmail.com. Or we have a new one.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. And then
what are you doing? You can't read your calendar.
I am looking.
Anyway, while he's looking, we also have the basic website refresh done. So how many of you have seen the new website?
So go check that out.
Check out the new website, SquatchAmerica.com. We're also using a new email provider, so the emails look different as well.
So October 5th through the 14th. October 5th through the 14th, we will be in Alamogordo, New Mexico, squatching with Jesus.
Squatching with Jesus.
If you don't know who his name's Jesus Payan, he played Gonzo on
Breaking
Bad, and we are going to go squatching with him. And then we will be in October 20th through the 9th. That's a long time. We'll be in the Lake Whitney area in Texas. I don't know how close that is to you, Joe.
That we're coming back to Emory. So,
But we will be in Emory, Texas on the 9th of November through the 30th. We'll be at Lake Tawakoni. So there's that.
anyway,
So we're
yes,
going to be
we're working.
squatching in Texas. So we will let you guys know
Joe,
when we're going out. And Joe,
we're coming for you.
yep.
Raptor wants to know if we got the truck fixed. Well, that's actually the only way we could possibly be traveling.
Yes, I did get the truck put back together. Thank goodness my son is a
Brilliant mechanic.
brilliant mechanic. He's all got those little certification patches.
Of course. Is the truck ever really completely fixed?
No, I got to change the oil in the front differential, and then I'm done tomorrow. And
Until the next
until
thing.
the next thing. Our truck is a 2002, so it's
time for all the things.
It's got a lot of upkeep to take care of. So
We had kind of a scare. You scared yourself yesterday.
yeah. Yeah, we're going down the hill and the truck just flipped out. I'm like, oh, what's wrong now? But you really shouldn't leave the cruise control on and the Jake brake on at the same time. It does weird things.
So Locke wants to let people know. Did you know that the reason humans have one pair less chromosomes is that two pair became fused? Didn't fall for that alien DNA modification thing, did you? Oh.
No, it's alien.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but okay. Well, I think we could probably leave them for 3 minutes.
Okay. So
Because-
we want to thank you guys. And for those of you who are in Oregon and you happen to be in Eastern Oregon in Ukiah area, there's a recent report of Bigfoot whoops in the night near the mountains in Ukiah, which I think a couple of you happen to be there right now. If it's hunting season and you're at hunting camp, and I know where you're at, Janice, or not Janice, but
Renee and Michelle.
Renee and Michelle. And Janice,
if you're interested in meeting up with us, just
message
you
us.
know where we live. You know how to get a hold of us.
Okay.
Okay. New comments. Keep going down.
Oh, Janice approves of our new website. Yay.
Janice, is it easier to read? I think it's easier to read.
All right.
But anyway, are we just going to sit here and ramble and bore these people for the last 2 minutes? Or are we just going to say, as always, thank you so much? What?
As always.
As always, thank you for putting up with all of this, these shenanigans. The dumbasseresses on this side of the camera.
Yeah.
And for supporting us as you all do. Please remember that our job is
to tell you we think Bigfoot is Paranthropus.
Paranthropus, okay.
Okay, that and it's not going back. There we go.
And that our
I'm getting there.
job is to
Hannah keeps pointing.
investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So we'll see you next week. Please like, subscribe, share the flippity-flip out of this thing. And you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching. Go out and find Bigfoot.